Steve again from Show Biz. Hopefully you viewed some of the other videos where we explain the basics of this game. This is more of an intermediate video where we're going to talk about money management. As important as playing this game is, money management is very important if you want to walk away with some money. We're going to have future videos where we're going to talk about dice control and we're going to talk about do's and don'ts. But right now, the subject is money management. If you like what you see, please hit the bell so you'll subscribe to future videos, and also give us a thumbs up and comments. We appreciate your comments and we're going to do our best to answer them. So now we're going to talk a little about money management. One thing I want to say is I have a student who I taught to deal this game, and he loved the don'ts. The don'ts were the greatest thing ever. He says, you mean you can be the house? And I'll tell you a story where he turned $500 into $1.1 million. Now, I've heard of a lot of people winning $1 million, but winning $1 million off of 500 is amazing. Lightning strike. So it's an anomaly of this game. So there are a lot of strategies people have in this game. I'll be honest with you, not a lot of them work. There's the martingale system where you double up and you double up, and I know people are gonna send me comments that, yeah, I play the martingale and I won all the time. Well, there's that one time you're gonna lose, and you're gonna lose a lot of money because you're doubling up every bet. There's a 6, 7, 8 system. 6, 7, 8 is the hedge system, where you bet the 6 and the 8 and you bet the don't too, so you're winning on the numbers that come in the most. These are hedge bets, and they'll probably keep you in the game a long time. They're not a bad idea, but I don't know if you're going to make a lot of money either, but it's fun to stay in the game. There's also a 3 molly system where you make 1 bet, a 2 bet, a 3 bet, and then the last come bet is always a winner, so you're going to win that. I know there was other systems where you bet the don't, and then you bet the hard way. You have a 10, and the only way you can lose is on a 6 and a 4, a 4 and a 6, because you bet the hard 10. Hedge bets, you're betting basically some of the bad bets on the layout to make your hedge bet, and if you're playing on the long term, that's not going to work for you. So really what you want to do, I don't know if I have a system as much as a methodology, and in that methodology, the idea is to keep you in the game till something happens, till an anomaly happens, till something crazy happens. And at that point, you're gonna get the stroke of luck. And the idea is that, again, money management. Let's assume that you buy in for $500. Okay, now you bought in for $500. I like to have a goal of doubling my money. Okay, so now I've got that $500. I'm gonna pluck it in the rail next to me, and I bet, and geez, I've lost a lot of money. Okay, now I've got $50 left. Well, I'm gonna keep playing, and I get a little lucky, and next thing I know, I got my $500 back. For me, money management wise, that's a good time to quit. That's a good time to go to the cashier. You've just marked up, I call it a moral victory. You were down, you were back, you fought the good fight, you got your money back. Maybe you'll play again a little later. You know, the idea is you don't want to get frustrated by this game. You want to have fun. So you set goals. So when you get down to those last couple of chips, if I can win my money back, I'll quit, I tell myself, and I do, and I come back later. Also, let's say you have that money, and I like to say I'm going to double my money. If I get in the game and I'm playing, and now I've doubled my money. I bought in for $500. I got 1,000 sitting in front of me around. To me, that's a good time to go to the cage. That's a good time to go to the cashier. It depends what your goal is in playing this game. If you want to just play, I used to have a strategy that I deployed for my mom, who just passed away at 98 years old. She was 96 years old, and she played this game at 96 years old. Okay, and she loved this game, and she just liked to play. Nick the Greek used to say the best thing in life is to gamble and win, and the second best thing in life is to gamble and lose. He just liked to play. She loved to play this game. So I gave her a strategy. Bet the 6 and 8, bet the odds, go single odds, because she didn't have a lot of money, and just play, don't press, play, and have a good time. So it depends what you want to accomplish. So what I would do, I would deploy an aggressive strategy at some point. Let's say, okay, you got this in the rail, and you've doubled your money, and 7 out, or something happens, or they don't, they make their money wherever you are, and you say, well, I got my 1,000, but geez, I got this little extra money here. I'm just going to aggressively play with that. Okay, so at that point, I would deploy an aggressive strategy. And again, you hope for that anomaly, that freak of nature, that where, hey, the dice are going to shoot. If you're on the do, they're going to just shoot for 20 minutes, and you're going to press. I don't press every time. Let's say, for instance, we've got the 8. Let's say we're out on a point of 10. You got some money here. You got some money here, and let me cash in one of these. And you got that. You're going to bet your 6 and 8. What I like to do, I don't want to press every roll because eventually 7's going to come. It's going to happen. So I press every other roll, and you're getting money on the rail, and now you're getting in somebody shoots a monster, an anomaly, a freak of nature, which is really what you're looking for in this game, because it is a little about luck. And if you get that really lucky shooter, next thing you know, you've got your 1,000, and then you've got your other rail filled up. And when somebody 7's out, at that point, I like to just bring it in, and here's what you say. You bring it in, and you go color up, and you go to the cage. Now, if I get back to the story of the gentleman who started with 500 and winning 1.1 million, he didn't have quite that strategy. He just kept betting and betting and betting. And to make a very interesting story, kind of short, he had that 1.1 million, and he had it for one night. And a week later, I went to visit him in the casino and watch him lose his last 40,000. So it was that same strategy, or that same bet it all, throw it back in, that won him the 1.1 million, that also made him lose him the 1.1 million. He was a millionaire for a day. So that basically is my strategy. I like to double up. To recap, I like to double up. If I get down to my last chip and I get back to even, I mark it as a moral victory, if you would. And you go to the cage, I like to double up. And if I double up and I got a little extra, I'm going to be aggressive with it and hope for the best. It's the same thing on the don't. You bet the don't. You have behind. You hit your numbers. And you can collect a lot at once on the don't, because when the 7 comes, as it always does, you're going to get paid all at once. So there's the do's and the don'ts of craps. You can bet the do, you can bet the don't. It's kind of a yin-yang kind of thing. It's kind of positive and negative. When you're betting the do's, everybody's with you. Everybody's rooting. Everybody's getting the, that good time. When you're betting the don'ts, I usually sit quietly and kind of, wait for that 7 to happen. It's kind of like it's going to happen, eventually. It's kind of the impermanence of life, that eventually that 7's going to come, so everybody's having a good time on the do's, but it is going to happen that the 7 will be there. So whether you bet the do's, whether you bet the don'ts, the best thing to do is to deploy a good money management system, set some goals, when you're going to leave the table before you start. And I like to go to the table thinking I'm going to bet the pass or I'm going to bet the don't. If you switch back and forth a lot, sometimes you frustrate yourself. So you don't want to get frustrated on yourself. You want to have a good time. You want to play. You want to enjoy. So that's my tip for money management. Again, hit that bell. And I want to give a shout out to Scott with Feature Presentation Pictures, who's responsible for shooting this video. He does a great job. And also, my company, what we do, we can do virtual events for you where you can practice playing this game, practice your strategies, practice your fun, and learn. We do virtual events, we do live events, and we're there for you. Again, I'm Steve for Show Biz. Thank you for watching. I hope we get to see you again on future videos.